80, Blue 80 said go. Ooh, welcome in to the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Shane Diefenbach, joined as always by the lovely, the beautiful, the adorable Johnny Venerable on this fine Friday. How we doing?
Let's get wild. Wild card playoff weekend. There's some shit matchups. There's a couple good ones, but they're all great to gamble on with our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Yes, super excited for this weekend. There's, Super Wild Card Weekend has treated us to some pretty fun games this weekend. Not the greatest of matchups. More excited for the divisional round next week because those are when games get pretty crazy. But we'll see. And we got some picks for you, Johnny. Before we go over them, what are some games that you're looking forward to, and what are some games that you're not?
I think the marquee game of the weekend is Chargers at Jacksonville because I think it's the most evenly matched, especially now with no Mike Williams for the Chargers. Listen, I'm not going to go into the Sean Payton aspect of it. Brandon Staley could, cost him his job, playing players in a meaningless game last week. We're all live watching that saying, what the hell are you doing, Brandon Staley? You don't have to win this game. They didn't. And he played Mike Williams into the second half. I mean, it was a joke. I think it's going to have some bad karma, and I'm going to tease my pick right now, but I love that game on paper. I love the Giants, Minnesota on paper. Vikings play competitive games, even playing down to their competition all year. When was the last time the Vikings blew anybody out? And I think the Giants are going to be playing with the ultimate house money. The rest of the games, we'll preview the Monday night game on Monday. They don't do a ton for me.
Yeah.
Buffalo, Miami were robbed of Tua, obviously because of his injury. I don't want to see whatever's called Skylar Thompson ever play football again. They look at the NFC, like I think the Seahawks are gonna cover. I think the Seahawks plus 9.5 is the right play, but I could easily see the Niners covering, but it's supposed to rain. Remember what happened week 1? The Niners lost to Chicago because of rain. So, I mean, there's some interesting elements. I think there's more of a chance for some interesting matchups next week should some things fall into place this weekend. But like, how many classic games are we going to get? I think we're going to get some blowouts, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so too. The rain definitely a big factor in the Seattle game. I'm excited for the Chargers game. I think that's going to be fun, as you said. But yeah, some pretty gross matchups. Johnny, we're pretty similar on our picks except for one pick, I believe. So why don't we go ahead and pull yours up first? What do you like?
So I mean, your Seahawks, Shane's Seahawks, I think are a good sport and cover this weekend. 9.5 is a lot. Brock Purdy's first game, again, no pressure at all on Pete Carroll, the underdog. Once upon a time, 7-9 Seattle beat the New Orleans Saints. I get it. That was in Seattle. But the Seahawks can play competitive football against the 49ers. And Pete, up until this year, had a lot of success against Kyle Shanahan. So I don't think they're going to win, but I like 9.5 Seattle. Jags money line. I mean, this was before the Mike Williams announcement. Could this go down potentially to plus 100? I think they've got a lot of good mojo. They've been one of the hottest teams in the NFL. ETN running the football. I would love to see the Chargers win because I think if the Chargers lose, Brandon Staley's job is on the line. If he gets fired, then that's where Sean Payton is headed. That breaks my heart. Bills, 13.5. That's a lot. But, like, are the Miami Dolphins going to score points? The Buffalo Bills defense is getting healthy. They're getting some of their key defensive backs back in the fold. I could see this game being kind of like a 24, 7 kind of game. Giants money line. I'm picking the Giants to go in and upset. I got 2 upsets this weekend. I'm picking the Giants to go in and upset the Minnesota Vikings. I think, again, Jags and Giants and Seahawks all playing with nothing to lose. Nobody expects them to win, especially the Giants against Kirk Cousins, who I think will crumble again on national TV. And then the Ravens plus 9. I mean, the Ravens defense, I think, is going to keep it competitive enough. They got to see him last week with Burrow and company. That offense with Cincinnati is just not right now. And even with the Lamar thing kind of hanging over the team, I could be wrong. Cincinnati could roll, but Ravens are too proud. John Harbaugh, too good of a head coach. I think that'll be a one-possession game.
Yeah, a lot of lofty spreads in the playoffs, which is kind of strange.
What you don't want.
Yeah, what you don't want. Here are my picks. Same exact thing, except for one difference. And the one difference is my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week. Give me the Chargers minus 2.5. I said that
I want it to happen.
I saw this line at 1. I loved it. I like it at 2.5 still. Even with Mike Williams out, Justin Herbert just is going to win his first. He's going to win his first playoff game. It's going to happen. I don't care that's in Jacksonville. The Jags are very solid. Trevor Lawrence playing some really good football. I like what they do on offense, but I just don't think it's going to be enough for a Chargers defense that's been playing pretty well as well. So I think the Chargers -2.5. As you said, the Seahawks game, it's a rain game. It's a divisional game, way too big of a spread. Another divisional game, Bills and Dolphins, 13.5. Yeah, that spread's high, but it's going to be snowing. It's in Buffalo. Miami does not win in the snow. It's just, there's not a chance. Skylar Thompson is going to throw like 4 picks. It's going to get gross. I might have to turn it off. Giants money line +130. Kirk Cousins.
Nice.
That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. Wink Martindale is going to come at his head, and it's going to get gross, I feel like. I think I might tease this up. I think the Giants might win by like 8. But we'll see. And then Ravens +9 as well. Yeah, division game, gross. I don't know.
If Brian Dable beats the Vikings, the Vikings have 12 wins or 13. I mean, the Vikings have like at least 12 wins. If Brian Dable with this team, the Giants, I think, have a bottom third NFL roster this year. If he beats the Vikings, it's one of the greatest turnarounds from where they were in one singular year in NFL history. I don't think they're quite there yet. Playoffs, that's a nice coup. And it's not like they were the last seed to sneak in like Seattle. Like they locked up their playoff spot two weeks ago.
Yep.
If they beat the Vikings, it's one of the greatest coaching jobs in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, Dable and Martindale, great combination. One prop that I didn't put on, but I've been looking at is Daniel Jones over 40.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
Daniel scooting dimes. Love it. So that's a fun one. But there's a lot of great props out there, and you can only get them with the value that they have on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. New and existing customers this week can get a no-sweat bet each day of the wild card round this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Make sure to take advantage of that. Place just any NFL bet of your choice, and if it loses, you get a free bet up to 10 smackaroos. So make sure to do that. Also, if you're not a member currently, become a member. Use that promo code PHNX. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5 on the NFL, and doesn't matter what happens, you get $200 in free bets to sprinkle around some great props, picks, and whatever you want. You don't even have to bet on the NFL with those $200 free bets. You can bet on Fibonacci 2 Division 2 Turkish basketball, which I bet on this morning because Marion Jackson, former ASU basketball player, played on that team. I bet their money line. They got 20 popped. So that wasn't fun. But you know what? It is fun, the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So only the DraftKings Sportsbook app can you use that promo code PHNX and bet $5 on the NFL. Get $200 in free bets instantly. It's promo code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions do apply, and see those show notes for more details. Got a couple props for you. Johnny, you want to start off?
I got a little nuts, and so I had to take a couple off. So these are my favorites. I'm hot with the first tutty. I'm going to keep it going every round of the playoffs. In a rainstorm game out in Santa Clara, I mean, CMC, how can you not go with McCaffrey +450? That's some of the lowest first tutty odds I've seen this year. How about this? Stephon Diggs undressing the Miami secondary, 2 tutties +500. Stephon Diggs, I think, is a lock for at least a touchdown. So I'm going with, who comes out in the playoffs, Shano? Star players. Those are my first 2. I got a couple more for you here. Jalen Phillips, nice player for Miami. I think Miami's defense is going to be feisty, at least in the first half. I think he gets a sack. You almost get +200 on that. Love that. Shano just mentioned rushing yards for Danny Dimes. How about a little Trevor Lawrence action, over 13.5 rushing yards? This Charger defense, while improved, susceptible to running quarterbacks a la Kyler Murray earlier this year. They feast on the Nick Foles of the world. So I think Trevor, remember that national championship game? He took off and had about 75 yards rushing. I think we're going to see something similar, maybe a little RPO action with him and Travis Etienne. That's a lock. You can parlay these 2 together and prosper.
Love it. I love it. Slide in the chat says Cousins +300. What does that mean? Cousins just being Kirk Cousins +300?
To appear?
Maybe Cousins anytime touchdown at +300 for a little QB sneak.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. That sounds kind of fun. Let me see if those are the odds. Touchdown scorers. Kirk Cousins, where are you? Kirk Cousins is +650 to score a touchdown. So I have no idea what he's saying. Okay, so let us know in the chat what you're saying, Sly. All right, let's look at my props. This is what I like. I got 4 of them as well. Or I got 5 actually. Kenneth Walker over 60.5 rushing yards. Time for a Ken Walker legacy game if Seattle wants to win this game. Do it in the rain. 60.5 is a low number. The man is a good running back. Rookie, stud. Give me his over 60.5 rushing yards. This is a special on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Herbert and Austin Eckler, little same game parlay. Herbert to have 275 plus passing yards and Eckler to have 1 rushing touchdown or more is +275 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. If the Chargers want to win this game, Herbert is going to need to show up and show out with 300 plus, I'd assume. And I think Eckler is going to get a bunch of dump offs. I like his receiving yards over, but I'm taking his over on rushing touchdowns in this. Plus 275 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Josh Allen, snow game. What more do I need to say? Over rushing yards for the super soldier, winter super soldier, Josh Allen, Captain America super soldier in the winter, Josh Allen. What's that movie called? Winter Super Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Yeah, Winter Soldier, Josh Allen. Here's another cutie, Isaiah Hodgins. He's been cute. He's emerged as the number one wide receiver for the New York Football Giants. Give me his over on receiving yards. I don't think I'd ever write this down. I don't think I'd ever see a number this high next to a guy named Isaiah Hodgins, but I love it. Give me his over on receiving yards at 44.5. And then Joe Shiesty, give me his over on rushing yards, over 10.5 rushing yards. They're playing the Ravens. The Ravens play man. You know what happens when teams play man? They let the quarterback scramble. Joe Burrow, underrated runner. Give me his over on rushing yards.
We talked about the Giants and the Vikings. No team is healthier per their injury report into this season, or into this weekend, than the New York Giants. They don't even have anybody questionable.
Wow.
I would be incredibly concerned if I was Kevin O'Connell and company. I would expect bag of tricks, onside kicks, fake punts. Not that they need to, but again, Daboll and company, they got nothing to lose. I like that pick more and more as we get closer to kickoff this weekend.
Love it. If you're wondering why I look so cute today, PHNX Tea Party today. Make sure to come out Dobson Ranch Golf Course, 5:30 p.m. Going to be watching the Suns game there. The Suns crew will be live pre and post game. Obviously, you can hit some balls at their driving range, which is just like a Top Golf on crack. It's awesome. Definitely come out, say hi to us. You can still get tickets at the door, $32, I believe, per person. So make sure to come out, hang out with us. Great community vibes. It's going to be a ton of fun. Plus, all of our sponsors will be there. OGs, Four Peaks, Burrito Express, Legal Pete. There's so much stuff going to be there. Get your free stuff. And if you use code WHOPPER, you can take a tequila shot with me. IYKYK. If you know, you know. All right. Anything else before we get out of here, Johnny?
PHNX Cardinals audio only, kind of an emergency pod dropping in a few hours. Brian Flores, what would he do to Kyler Murray? Probably beat his ass. Love to see it. We love to see Brian Flores getting an interview with the Arizona Cardinals. I told Shano before this is like my 15th show this week. I love it. We're going to parlay this right into the tea party tonight. I'll be there with my wife and my kids. Come hang out, have a good time at Dobson Ranch.
Love it. Going to be a ton of fun. We are live on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel every Monday through Friday at noon, talking picks, props, and whatever it is. So make sure to join us. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like on the video, turn your notifications on, follow PHNX_sports across all socials, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can follow me on Twitter at Shane D. If you can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venerable, follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. And we'll see you on Monday. But until then, peace, love, and we'll see you at the tea party.